In the name of the one who creates, redeems, and sustains us. Amen. Please be seated. I'd invite you to picture in your head the nativity scene. See if you can place in your mind's eye Joseph, Mary, baby, manger. Shepherds, wise men with gifts, some farm animals. Got it? Picture. After a normal birth, a baby is generally very alert for a little while. The baby sits on his mother's body after the fury and confusion of labor and breathes. The baby had just been in a nice, safe, dark, loud place, listening to the whoosh of his mother's blood, wiggling around in his own warm bath. And then all of a sudden, pressure, pain, light, cold, and silence. It's intensely confusing, but what is reassuring is the sound of his parents' voices and the smell of his mother. He takes a little time to adjust, to smell, to taste the air, to see, and to eat for the very first time in his life. Reasonably soon after birth, however, the newborn takes a long nap. He's overwhelmed by what he's just learned and endured, and his little body and mind need some time to process it. I'm pretty convinced that the calm and peaceful pictures we carry in our head of the first Christmas, that quiet manger and the silent night, must come from that nap. Because I'm here to tell you, as the first-time mother of a 4-month-old, it is rare any time those first few months for the new parents and the baby to be together, calm and quiet, much less surrounded by anything that resembles a glowing halo of soft light. For some reason, we don't have oil paintings of Joseph, Mary, and Jesus all conked out on the floor in a collective nap. Or greeting cards with a screeching, red-faced infant too tired to go to sleep. Or a Christmas carol about everyone else at that inn shouting, "I can't sleep with that racket. For the love of God, can't someone shut that baby up?" But that is the reality of babies. They are not calm. They are not obedient. They are not particularly organized. Sometimes in the church, we can talk about God's entrance and intervention into the world as the establishment of propriety into a world of chaos. Somehow we think this, sometimes without knowing that we think this, that the entrance of Jesus into the world brought stability into disorder. Right? We talk about how God came to put things right where they were wrong. But a baby doesn't do that. A baby is a disruption, a disorganization, a challenge to order. This particular one was quite literally a challenge to law and order, since very soon after his birth, we have a story about the governor attempting to kill him. I think at Christmas, we're asked to think about the choice of God to come as an interruption, a disruption, a little tiny bit of very adorable chaos, holy disorder, God frustrated, God crying, God hungry, God vulnerable. What does it mean that God comes to us as this disorder and asks us to take it as holy and sanctified? Like most parents, the way that I feel about my child completely outweighs the absolute trashing he has done of my body and my life and my independence and my routine. I am someone who prefers predictability, especially in my home life. I no longer have the option to choose predictability. I have a kid. My life, in a pretty fundamental way, is not mine anymore. I have lost control. I wanted this. I'm not complaining. I know the loneliness, especially at Christmas, of infertility and loss. And I'm incredibly happy to be where I am right now. And also, I'm no longer in charge. I guess unsurprisingly, this is the lesson taught by Christmas and a needy, ever-changing infant God. Surrender. The tiny child we welcome tonight in all his unruly glory has come to interrupt our most cherished assumptions about ourselves and our world, and has come that we might fully surrender to love. He has come to trash our basic, normalized operating assumptions that war is something that is necessary and endless, that poverty must continue to kill people so the economy can grow, that we can get by being brisk and efficient with one another, that we can survive isolation personally and politically. The things we assume just are and must always be face the challenge of a sweet and soft little body, one that hungers and thirsts, screams and begs, sleeps and laughs according to no known rules or patterns. God comes to us infinitely precious, infinitely frustrating, infinitely beautiful, infinitely God. God is both fully dependent tonight and fully loving, showing us how to be if we are to live with one another in peace and grace. Fully dependent and fully loving, fully surrendered to joy, fully given in to a wild and unpredictable ecstasy. It is that way that we are cracked open to God, our chests broken open to the completeness of love, our wounds mended, and our hearts healed. It is in our ability to follow and copy a God that will continue to surprise and delight us, whose mercurial temperament will teach us and help us. And we will grow and grow and grow in love, and grow and grow and grow in faith, be stretched and broken and mended, and we will fail and hope and love in ways we cannot predict and should not predict. And it will all be because of what we celebrate this night. And it will be good.